Hello. So we are on to the fourth in a row, well I guess third in a row, but fourth Thanksgiving themed video, and we are going to do the turkey today. This is not a new tutorial. I actually watched it years ago on another channel, and so I'm basically just re-showing the skill. I'm not really much on ribbon sculptures. I don't make a whole lot of them, but this one I do. I put the little clippy with several outfits, and it is my favorite, so that's what we're gonna do. Our turkey is extreme. We're gonna do the extreme turkey. And you can make it as simplistic or extreme as you want. This one's, you know, a little more extreme than some of the other. Okay. So what I have for materials, besides your glue gun, and you need a lighter. Okay. And for once, we do not need the needle and thread, because we are not going to sew anything. We are strictly gluing everything together. Grab a pair of tweezers if you have some, very helpful, and I'll show you why in just a minute. Googly eyes, these are 7mm. I believe they came from Walmart, if not Hobby Lobby, you know, one of those two places will have them. Let's see. If you choose to put a clip on the back, make sure you have your clip and some type of felt. This is a 1-inch felt piece. Okay. And let's see. I think that's it. You'll need like a little piece of cardboard or something to, because oh yes, and you do need, I'm going to use my wood burning tool. If you don't have one, not a big deal. You know, you can definitely go another route, and I'll show you how in a minute. Okay, so for our ribbon, you can, well, let's start with the body first. Okay, there are 4 pieces to the body. Okay, you've got one 5-inch piece of brown, whatever your the color to your body. Okay, and this is like a glittery brown, but you know, you don't have to have glittery brown. You can just have a regular, you know, solid brown, whatever, if you want your turkey to be brown. Okay, and then I have 2 4-inch pieces, and then a 3-inch pieces, and I will leave all of the descriptions in you know, all of the measurements in the descriptions box. And of course, this is 3/8 ribbon. Okay, so 5-inch, 2 4-inch, 1 3-inch. Okay, now your feathers, you know, that's totally up to you, how many, what design you want to use, etc. You can use as little as 4 pieces. Okay, you can use 6 pieces. Okay, if you're going to do a second layer, you need a further 5 pieces. So we are using 11. Okay, so it's up to you how many you want to use. Now, I have a little bit of a design in my feathers, well, in the ribbon. My red, you know, I've got a little bit of a design there. I've got a solid color gold, yellow gold. And then I have a just a polka dot orange. Okay. Excuse me for a minute while I give my dogs a bone. They're not being very nice this morning. Okay. If you're an avid watcher, you know what I have to go through with these dogs. So, okay. Now, just to get started, let's make our body first. And sorry, I don't have all the editing and stuff, so you'll just have to bear with me while I put this turkey together. It doesn't take too long. Now, whenever we're going to start with the longest piece first, the 5-inch piece. When you put it together, you're basically putting it like that. Okay, so you have like a teardrop effect. It's not like the cancer awareness symbol, okay? It's like that. Okay, so alright, and we're just going to put those together real quick. Okay, that's the bottom piece. We're going to take one of the 4-inch pieces, and then the 3-inch piece will be the last one. Okay, so you have 3 teardrops. Okay, and then we're just going to put those together real quick. You take the largest piece, and we're just going to put a dot of glue down there and get our 4-inch piece. And you don't want to put it all the way up here. You want to line it up and go down somewhat. Hopefully you can see that. It's kind of dark. And make sure you heat seal your pieces as well. You see how I did that? I didn't put it all the way at the top. I went in a little bit just to line it up. Okay. And then our last piece, we're going to do the same thing. Don't need much glue. Okay, so it's like 3 teardrops, and see they're all just kind of in a row like that. Well, preferably straight. Mine is not real straight. So this is what the front of the turkey body looks like. Okay. Now to do the head, you are going to do like a cancer awareness symbol like this. Okay. Alright, so if you can kind of see the size that I'm getting there. Glue it together. Alright, now to get the flat head effect, we have to kind of smash this. Okay, and that's really going to look like the symbol's supposed to, really, I guess. Okay, now you can either glue these flaps down, or what I do is just get my lighter, and the heat kind of helps to make the crease more pronounced, and then you have a flat head. Hopefully that makes sense. Okay. Alright, so that's our head, and then we just go to the top of the largest teardrop here on the body. And glue it on. And so this part kind of looks like feathers coming down. So hopefully you can see what I did here. Okay, so we'll set that aside, and we're going to do the feathers now. Okay, so, and make sure you heat seal. Now, with the feathers, we're going to do a little bit different with our loop. We're going to make a bit of a skinnier loop. Okay, I don't know if you can see how I did that. All I did was go together kind of like that, and then that way we have a skinny loop for our feathers. Just a teeny bit. Okay, so I'm going to try to very quickly, get mine done. Sorry, wish I could speed this up. One day maybe I'll learn to edit. Another thing I guess I forgot to tell you is you will need some orange ribbon and some red ribbon to make the beak and the waddle. Now you're probably wondering, well, if there are other videos on this turkey clip, why are you doing one? Well, I want to make one because we are going to use it in the next video. So that way, if you want to, know how to make it to be able to do the next thing, then you can come back to this one. If that makes sense. Move that over here. So I'm just making all 11 of my feathers. Sorry. And voila, we are done. This is actually a very simple little ribbon sculpture. It really doesn't take a whole lot of time, and oh, it is adorable. There's so many things you can do with it besides making it just a clip. Okay, now arranging your feathers, what I do is I generally put 2 together at the top of my body, and then I fan out, if that makes sense, so that you start with sort of even proportions. Okay, so you just want to put your first 2 together like that. Okay, and then you just kind of figure out where you want to put them. Okay, so that looks good. And so we are just going to add our feathers. Like that. And then you want to get 2 orange feathers then, because that's what's going to go next on either side. Just watch your colors so you have an even distribution of colors. Alright, and then basically, we're just adding in our feathers. Okay, and just watch your spacing. If y'all hear that whining in the background, that's my little female dog. She sounds so pitiful because she wants a bone. She's already had 3 bones this morning and a couple of milk bones. Okay, so now this is the minimum. If you just want a simple turkey, with a few feathers, then there you go. I would do at least 4, I would think. I guess you could get away with 3, but we're going to go a bit further. Okay, so orange. We have yellow, orange, so we're going to go back to red. And then I'm going to do yellow on this side. Good. Okay, so you can even stop at this point with 6 feathers, okay? But we want an extreme turkey. So I'm going to start on this left-hand side here and add some more, add that second layer. Okay, so I'm going to go with red. And what you want to do is get in between and make sure that the second layer goes up a little bit higher. You see how I did that? Okay, so I've got this little feather right here, kind of in the middle of these two, and it's up just a little bit higher. And so we're going to fan out this way and put the rest of them. Okay, and just watch your color. So I'm going to do yellow next. I believe, yeah. And again, you just want to get in between here. Okay, and then do orange. Oh goodness, I know life's tough, huh? Alright, and actually, I should have another yellow, but for some reason I messed my colors up. Anyway, that's okay. I'll just do red. And then I'll just do my last orange. So now our turkey is full of feathers, very extreme or getting extreme. And then we have that second layer back there. And basically you just went in between the layers. Hopefully that makes sense, I'm explaining. So there's our feathers. Okay, so now we're going to get down to the intricate details of putting the face. And one thing I did forget to mention is, like this turkey has a little gold bow. I just got these bows from Walmart, or you can, some of the others I've made my own bows. Okay, so I usually start with the beak first because then that kind of sets the center point for the rest of it. Okay, so what I do generally is I get a 3/8 piece, and it's so hard to show you on camera, but you basically want to cut a triangle. Alright, so I'm going to get my wood burning tool, or if you're going to do, your scissors, and you basically just cut slants. Okay. You see how, I don't know if you can see how I did that, but I just cut slants, and then there's my little triangle. Okay, and with the wood burning tool you don't have to heat seal, but of course if you don't have a wood burning tool you can cut the triangle and heat seal it. Okay, and so here is, and this is where the tweezers come in. They're pretty awesome, and so we're just gonna oh, I dropped it. Anyway, we're going to glue it on here. Let me just put a little bit of glue. And you want to get it down, right there where the center point is. Alright. Such small pieces, it's nice to have the tweezers. Oh, I know it. Life's so tough. Alright, so there's your beak. Okay, and then let's go ahead and cut out our waddle. Actually, it's probably smarter to put the waddle on first, but whatever. Now, there are a couple of things you can do here. I cut mine out with the wood burning tool. You can cut a little figure out with your scissors, or you can just use, ribbon and just cut out a little, just a little straight line, and I'll show you in just a minute. But I'm going to do this one first. Alright, basically I just use it and draw like a little, I guess, peanut shaped figure with my sharp end. I don't know if you can see how I did that. I'm not at all an artist, but it cuts it out for you. And then basically I'll just tear that off and pry it up with the tweezers here. Okay, and so it's all heat sealed around already, you know, but like I said, you can cut it out. All right, before I glue it on though, if you don't want to do that, I'll give you another option. This is 1/8 of an inch, oops, of red ribbon. Okay, you don't have to use red, but you could just simply snip off a little tiny piece, okay, and then add it right here, you know, after you heat seal it. Or if you want to get a little fancier, then you can you know, make like a little loop. This ribbon's so tiny. Okay, so you just make a little loop, cut that off. I want to show you. And you see, you can glue the little loop in there. God, I'm sorry, I hope you can see what I'm talking about. It's so small, it's hard to show you. Okay, so those are two other options if you don't have the wood burning tool. Alright, so I'm going to glue this piece on. Don't need very much glue. Such a small project. And I guess I'll put it on this side. Preferably you'd want it under the beak, but anyway, so there's our waddle. Okay, so then we're going to do the eyes next, and the eyes are I think I said 7mm. Okay, so I'm just going to give my dogs a bone real quick because they're being really bad. Okay, we're almost done. Now, the glue that you use to put your eyes on, you can use the Jewel-It. Okay, you can use the E6000. I just, you know, generally use just a tiny drop if you have one of these glue guns where you can do the little fine detailing. It's, you know, it tends to be easier. Okay, so I'm just going to put one little bit of glue. Use my tweezers. Put that eye on. And do the same here. Let's drop my tweezers. My hands do not work real well anymore. Okay, so we've basically got the turkey finished now, except for our bow. And I'm just going to use one of these. Like I said, you can make one or whatever, or you don't have to put a bow at all. Okay, so I'm just going to glue it up here. I'm being lazy, you know. It's like I saw these in Walmart and I thought, oh my gosh, that would make my work a little easier because then I don't have to make one. Alright, there's our turkey. Yay! The last thing is something, you know, you have to decide. If you want to put it on a clip, then you can do so. Another option is you can add some marabou or ostrich feathers behind it and then glue your clip on. You can put this in the middle of a bow. I don't really have a bow handy, but you could, you know, use it as a center point. Lots of things you can do with this, and that's what's going to bring us to our next video. So the final piece here is I just basically clip this in and cover it with glue, and voila, now you have a clippy. Alright, so there we go, and we are done. Alright, so if you would like to see what we're going to do further with this extreme turkey, follow me to the next video.